What's going on, guys? Well,
All right, guys. What's going on? Thank you for waiting. I had to take a little bit more time to finish up with the client. And by the way, it's a pretty cool, pretty good, like educational thing that the client is from Pakistan, and she's working for. I'm not going to call the names. The one of the big companies in the U.S. As a senior data engineer, and she is on her OPT, which ends in August of the next year. She didn't get selected for H-1B, so she has a few criteria for the talent visa, but not very strong case for EB-1A. So this is always a dilemma for me, guys. When I have the case which is definitely above O1A level, but a little bit below EB-1A. It's always a dilemma for me which visa is the priority visa, O1 or EB-1A. Thank God it's not me who needs to decide that. It's you guys, because I can give you the breakdown. Do we push full force to EB-1A, or we go low profile and get O1 first and prepare for EB-1A in the future? Or it's a hybrid. We're pushing for EB-1A, but we'll look closer to the end of the case. How did that play out? Okay, I guess I'm more a fan of the third, like, hybrid approach, where we're actually trying to execute the strategy for the purpose of EB-1A, but if it doesn't work, then we we'll look at O1 first, and then working on the case to get things going. So that's what's going on. That's why I was a little bit late, guys, for this stream. Thank you for waiting. For those who waited, and for those who watch offline, you guys just skip that part. Okay, good. So let's get to the news. The news. And before we talk about the recent news, let me, guys, talk to you about the current stage of USCIS and the way of approaching the adjudication of your visas, talent visas, national interest waiver visas, business, investment, all those, all that good stuff. So right now, USCIS is very, very aggressive. You guys know my position, especially on EB-1A, that it's because of the fiscal year and there's more approvals than they want. So they're trying to keep the priority dates current and not to approve pretty strong cases, keep them out of the system. So nobody knows if it's true or not. I do believe that that's true. I'm pretty confident that's what's going on, because the way we file the cases with years, they're getting only stronger. Okay, and of course, for each action that USCIS takes, we have 2 actions on our side to make things better. So cases are getting better, but the adjudications are really getting lower on approving cases right away. We're just getting noids, we're getting RFEs, and some of them are really weird, and I'm not going to get into that, because I'll get fired up and emotional, and then we're going to miss on the news, on the good news. Okay, and we have some good news going, guys. So let's talk about that. A few things I want to touch on today. Number one, and I think this is great, TPS from Venezuelans gets the injunction gets the injunction from US government. They wanted that to end. And that was supposed to end right now, basically in September 2025. And this case was taken to court because the plaintiffs, well, Venezuelans, and there's a class action with certain representatives of that class. The plaintiffs, people who filed the court papers, they were able to prove that they will be. This will cause irreparable harm to Venezuelans who are in the US on TPS. And why? Well, because the country conditions not only changed, it got worse. Okay, so I think it was easy. I think it was an easy case for plaintiffs. And it's good. It's good, guys, because it still shows that democratic institutions are working. Okay, and the illegal executive orders and actions of the government, they will be fought in federal courts. And you see, if there's a law violation, those cases still get reversed. Those decisions get reversed, and people get what they want. So this is good. This is good news. Congratulations to, because I have a bunch of Venezuelan cases right now, guys, and you like changing your statuses because I understand nobody wants to back to Venezuela. This is a disaster, a very bad economy, authoritarian regime, and there's a lot of problems, no jobs, huge inflation, demonetization. Nobody wants to do this. So I have a bunch of E2s and O1s and other cases for Venezuelans, and we were pushing and rushing to get them done basically right now. So now we have a breather, we have some space to breathe and, and get those cases really good to the strong point and file them. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Let's look at the news number 2. So you guys heard this news about the F1, J1 and other visas. We're more concerned with F1 visas because that's what we use usually to change the status to others, L1, E2, O1, sometimes EB1A, and other statuses. Before now, those visas, they were duration of status. And when you guys look at your I-94, it says DS. Right? DS means duration of status. So as long as you go to school, as long as you get your internships, as long as you do things consistent with your status, they would not demand or require to be extended. Okay, there's no extension needed. It extends automatically. Now duration of status is gonna go. Okay, and it's not gonna happen right away. First the rule proposal, then the public comments, then this and that, and then they implement it. So I would think maybe up to 6 months is gonna take for the whole process. And the new F1s, J1s, I1s, and other visas, M1s, they gonna be going for the new with the new rules. And what does it mean for you guys? Now you have to track closely your end of your status for the purpose of those visas, and do not forget to extend it, because if you forget, it's a big problem. How are you going to do this? Most likely you will be able to extend those statuses through the form I-539. That's probably what we're looking at, unless they come up with a new form, maybe like easy, like 539 easy, or whatever it's going to be called. I'll keep you updated on that. Why they do this? I guess they're trying to clean up the fraud for those type of visas. And of course, I can see how this could be abused when you have duration of status and you have a school that's willing to do some shady stuff. You know, you're not going into school, but you're in the US, maybe illegally working. And not particularly you, not the ones who are watching. I know you guys don't do anything illegal. Correct? correct? So yes, I think that's the main reason why they want to make sure people do things consistent with the status. Okay, that's the bottom line. So that's what's going on. So public comments close September 28, 2025. Then it's going to take some time to implement the new change. And of course, that's going to affect things. Now, what else? Interviews for those visas. Before we had the chance to waive our interview for this type of visas like F1s, H1Bs, O1s, and some others. Now they from today, actually, guys, there will be no interview waivers. You will have to go for interview. I don't know. This one I kind of agree, because let's do one interview, one trip to the embassy. They know who you are. They feel confident and comfortable to give you the approval for whatever status that is, and maybe then we could waive the extensions of those visas. Okay, so this rule is not it adds hurdles to you guys, I understand, but at least this one makes kind of sense. All right, they want to see your face and who you are, and at least approve a person who's really going to the US, to avoid fraud and some problems. So that will cause longer waits, of course, because now people's going to go to the interviews, a lot more people, and that will create a backlog in the embassies. So a huge stress on the State Department of the US, because State Department is responsible for the embassies, so they will need to hire people, and it will take months to normalize. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Of course, travel costs. If you have to travel and bring your family, that's gonna make it more expensive to come to the US. And of course, it may cause ultimately delay of starting your work, your school, and everything like that. So it's harder to plan with these changes. Okay, that's concerning those things. And let's talk about the DHS, guys. The new things DHS used to deport people from the US. You guys know there's a problem. There's a program. You it's on its app. You can download it and self deport for those who's illegal in the country. And I'm sure you guys not illegal in the country, but those people who are, and the government is willing to give them $1,000, like basically bribe to people who are willing to self deport, and they promise that it will not be, those who self-deport through this program, US government promises that they will not ban them to come back to the US legally in the future. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm sure people will have chances, but it's going to be high risk profiles who were in the US illegal for a long time. And there will be higher rate of denials. Okay, so that's what they do. Also, they're implementing other things like neighborhood checks for citizenship applications. Basically, if you file for citizenship, the inspector is going to go to the neighborhood, talk to the neighbors. They've done it before. It never stopped. But now they're willing to allocate more resources. Again, to do what, guys? To look for the fraud. So basically, most of these measures are for those who do not have clean hands. Okay? If you guys do everything legally, if you do not do shady things, illegal, questionable things, then you have nothing to worry about. Yes, certain things will add cost to you coming to the US and renewing stuff, but you know what you're getting. You know the final result. All right? So, although it's sad to talk about those things, of course, that still is not going to affect you coming to the US. Okay, so let's talk about one more thing. Two more things. I want to cover two more things, guys. Number one, I know it's 6 months until H-1B lottery, but at the same time, we're anticipating the new reform for this visa. So I want to remind you guys, the best alternative for H-1B visa, and that would be O1, the talent visa. And trust me, guys, if you qualify for H-1B, there's a good chance you will qualify for O1, of course, with a little improvements here and there in your case. So if you did not get selected for H1 in the past, but you want to push for staying in the US, you want to go back to school, you should definitely consider O1 alternative to that case. How do you know if you're going to have a chance or a good potential? You fill out the free evaluation, guys. I dropped you the links in the chat, the free evaluation forms. You click on it, you go to the landing and answer all the questions, submit them to me, and within 2 days, I'll give you all the options, and especially we'll focus on O1 for you, okay? Keep that in mind, guys, because if we're still in a lottery thing with H1B this time around, you know, the chances of you getting that H1 are pretty low, okay? So you must have plan B, and you have to start thinking about in advance, okay? And when I say in advance, probably now, like 6 months before. That's a good start, because if you know you can get that O1 out of the way, and then you will have to think about EB1A, so this is a good time to start your case. If we go to the auction H1B, and you guys know that's the term I coined, lottery H1B and the auction H1B. Why it's an auction? Because the H1Bs are going to be given not by the lottery, or we don't know exactly if lottery is going to still be present, a part of it, but to those employers and employees that have the highest salaries. Okay, and again, the reason for that is really ridiculous, because they want H1Bs to keep the salaries low and get good foreigners who work well for those employers, and now they want more American. So we talked about this. Don't get me started on this, guys. I'm really against this this new reform. It's just ridiculous. It kills the point of H1B basically. And last thing, because guys, I go to your questions, and I'll get to your questions in a second. We have a new service in the company, guys. That's called money back guarantee. All right. So what it is, this is an insurance in my corporation that you can purchase separately. It costs $3,000, and not all the cases may get that. If I qualify your case as A grade or A2B, okay, it's between A to B, and I qualify your case for this money back guarantee service, you can purchase an additional insurance on your case. And if you follow the strategy of your case and you're ready to refile your case 3 times because they're all subjective, then and if we still got denial for you, we will refund the attorney's fees for your case. Okay, we'll refund the attorney's fees. So I think it's great. I think it gives you confidence in your case, and it gives you confidence in our ability to get you approved. Okay, inquire about the money back guarantee insurance, guys. All right, let's see what you got. Kim, what's the step up in evidence required to go from O1 to EB1A? A great question, very good question. We could spend the whole stream answering this question, but let me be short. So Kim, for O1, I want 5 criteria, and the depth of them not very deep. Okay, the contribution could be a little bit of significance. The judging could be through your work. The critical roles, maybe 1 to less press, less academic work. So it's less of everything within the criteria and less depth in each criteria, and also less criteria themselves, right? So for O1 it's 5. Less of everything in each one of them, and less prestigious. So less, not as strong a criteria. For EB1A, we want more of each in a criteria, more criteria, which is 6, and of course more depth, so more prestigious companies you work for, a higher salary, more press, more academic articles, and so on. And so on. So that's basically the difference. And in theory, it's very hard to explain. With your particular case, it's much better, right? I can tell you, okay, this is the O1 case with this, and that. And if you do this, that, and also this, that's more of EB1A case. And that usually happens at the complex immigration planning. So first you guys do the free evaluation. I see if you have the potential, and potential means within 6 months to improve your case and get you approved. And on the complex immigration planning, not only you get the written strategy of your case, but also all those things. Difference between O1 and EB1A and all this good stuff. Good question, Kim. Good question. Himali, if someone is having no criminal history and go for visa renewal interview, is there any chance they can deny without any major reasons? I don't think so, Himali. Of course, everything can happen. With this administration, everything can happen. But without a good reason, I don't see that happening. Okay? Yeah, if you already got approved and you go for extensions, nothing changed, everything is good with the papers, of course you're going to get approved with a very small risk. All right, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So, all right, Kim, just in time for the last question. I feel like my case is more suited for NIW than EB1A, but because of the PhD, there is a high risk my child would age out. Is there a recommendation strategy for this situation? As long as you get approval before your child's 21, then you should be good, Kim. But NIWs recently, very, very tough cases. And when I say very tough, I really mean it, okay? Even EB1As now much harder to get. So I don't know, Kim, if you went through the free evaluation, because that would give you a lot of understanding. And if I were you and understand that you might work with other attorneys, but still coming to the complex immigration planning and spending $400, I think it's totally worth it. Because you'll get all the questions, you'll know which case is better. Because if you're a PhD, and I know that in the industry people say if you have PhD, EB2NIW, that's what you want. I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that statement. I'm more of an analysis guy. Let's see what you got and then decide what's better for you. And trust me, when I see PhD, for me, it's closer to EB1A than EB2NIW. Although I could get both cases approved, but we have priority dates for EB1A current. So of course we're going to do EB1A instead of EB2NIW. So if you go through this process, and even if you don't hire us, you still get a lot of value out of it. I would be filing for another 12 plus months. So when is the best time to do the free? Right now, Kim, right now. It doesn't matter, because I'm gonna assess your case as of today. So if you add more stuff as you go, that's gonna only make things stronger. Okay, so but you need to know what you need to do, because if you're building your case for the next 12 months for EB2NIW, but then I tell you, hey Kim, EB1A is the way to go, like not only you wasted all that time, but you spent the resources. Okay, and I'm a big fan of preserving the resources rather than spending them. Okay, good stuff, guys. All right, so get that free evaluation right out of the way, regardless if you want to do it now with your case or in the future, because you need to know what's not there or where you're moving with your case. Okay, and get that out of the way. And thank you guys for joining. We usually do these streams on Thursdays. Today we had to switch to Tuesday, but we're going to continue with Thursdays in the future. Okay, so thank you for watching. Get your questions under this video if you have more. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.